Good morning. We are still looking at Milton, which is off the coast of Florida, the eye of the storm. But you can see that we'll get these all out of the way. And what I'm going to do is make a run out to Bermuda, and you can see this storm difference. The difference between yesterday and today is I took an F-15 out of Key West and ended up at Sumter, South Carolina, wherever that is. But up in here, and it took a while to get out of the weather. Obviously, we're going to get out of the weather out at Bermuda, out there. And the great thing about this is we'll definitely be above, or be at about 100,000 feet. Unfortunately, I don't have the autopilot on Darkstar, but we do at 100,000 feet with the scramjets. We're going almost Mach 10, so we can run across here in about 20 minutes. Whereas this run out of Key West up to Sumter was close to 50 minutes, and one thing I've known, the amount of flying I've done in real airplanes and in this, it is boring unless you're looking at different stuff and pointing things out. The Grand Canyon is fun and going up and down coastlines, but here we're just going straight out. We'll see the remnants of storm. From what I've listened to this morning, that it didn't hit Tampa on a direct, but we're just offshore of Tampa. We'll look down and see if we see Tampa, and then we'll just shoot across the eye of the storm, which is down to a Category 1, so it's breaking up pretty fast. But you can see it's kicking in. You can see the movement here. It's going to kick into the coastline here and probably lay in some rain, but you're not going to have quite the winds. Stage 1, I guess you get 50-mile-an-hour winds. But it's not like a direct hit. Okay, here we go. We're flying. This time we won't fly through the storm. We'll fly over it. The storm can't go to 100,000 feet. There's the X-Cub. Cub Crafters makes that. They sell it for over $400,000. Okay, here we are. We're at Mach 3 already, and we got stuff to do. So we click ready to fly, and then we put it on toggle the pause, and then turn everything on that we're going to need, the scramjets, and we turn on the battery here, and then we're going to turn put the throttle up to full, but you have to click it to turn on the afterburners. There we go. Afterburners are on, and we'll click back outside. You'll see the afterburners on, but I don't want to listen to that right now. We'll just double check we got everything looking about right. There, that looks pretty good right there. And the scramjet's on. Okay, on standby. So we'll kick into our scramjets, and we'll go back inside, and we'll just look down. Yeah, see, we're looking at Tampa Bay right there. There's not a cloud in the sky. We can't even see the storm that we're going to fly over. So we're going to click into gear here, and we're at 100,000 feet. This is the only way to fly. That's the scramjets you hear. The little doors close off the turbos, the turbojets, and kick in the scramjets. The little door closes, the little door opens underneath there, and that we're up to Mach 4. That's the turbojets turning off, and we're heading right toward Bermuda, and we'll start looking down, and let's see, we're at 100 altitude 103. We are at Mach 6. and we'll get it up here so we don't have to hear it.
Experimental 7, Sierra Bravo. Contact Jacksonville Center on 134.0.
We're going to head right over Jacksonville, and look at we're flown across Florida. I have to turn on active weather. Okay, let me halt a minute. Okay. Let's see here. I forgot.
Experimental 7 Sierra Bravo. Acknowledge last transmission.
And I'll turn on the live weather. There we go. There we go. And we'll put our time here, and she'll nag me again. There's our weather. Now we're going. Now let's call her and say okay.
Experimental 7 Sierra Bravo. Did you hear my last transmission?
Going to 134.0 Experimental 7 Sierra Bravo.
There we go. Okay, so we are at we're at Mach 10, and we could show this the night view standing still while I don't have to hold it. So we could turn this off, and you'll see the coast of Florida, looking down toward Miami. And looking right down, that's probably Jacksonville right down below us. And it doesn't, by the time this gets uploaded to YouTube, it doesn't show that well. But showing the jet like this, and a little bit of light right down there. And so we are at Mach 10. I've never seen Mach 10. We're at 103,000 feet, and we are heading east. And we're above the storm, so we're looking down at the clouds, and we will be going over the center of Milton here. Let's get the lights back on. I'm sorry I didn't turn on the live weather. I've got live weather now, and we'll put it at midday, so the sun is off to our right. We'll click that off. We'll click it back in gear here. That's going to make our YouTube a little longer. So let's look down here. It looks like we're going to fly right through the storm. The storm pretty much is broken up. There's nothing down there. But that's the YouTube, and it looks like this is the area where it showed on my, and let's keep it up at 100,000 feet, because I do want to go to, yeah, those don't look like huge buildups, but I don't know what things look like from 100,000 feet. Nobody takes pictures. That looks like a cell right down there, but it doesn't look like the circular where you can pick out the eye. And we'll just go along here. Sometimes the computer doesn't adjust the far enough ahead, so this may follow out. That looks like a center there. We can look at our board here to see what our distance is. We've got 700, almost 800 nautical miles to go. So yeah, it's just the way this repeats the weather. Shows the computer can only go so far. So this looks a little heavier out here. We're back up to 100,000 feet, and our path we need to adjust to the right. That's our path of flight. I can't remember what they call that. The Great Circle Route. When you go distances over the globe, you can see the curvature there, and the flight paths have a curvature to them. So there's definitely is definitely showing the weather there, and the weather went almost all the way to Bermuda, and when we were looking before we teed it up. We're back down to Mach 9 because I've let it balloon up to 127,000 feet. So now we're coming back down again, and we have to go to the right a little more because our course has gone off to our right. And finding Bermuda out in the middle of the Atlantic is like finding a needle in the haystack. We'll look back around to the right. Yeah, there's not much. So the storm is moving to the north. This looks a little more serious out in here. And again, I don't know where the eye of the storm is. So I'm going to go back inside and get this leveled off, get the nose up on the horizon. Here we go. And right there. There we're coming in. We've got an angle coming back in on the course, so we can level our wings now and just let it run. Yeah, we're at 95,000. So let's look back outside. We've got it stabilized. Yeah, the weather goes. So when I thought we were flying past the weather, it was just the computer doing its best. We might not see. Let's see what our distance is now. We're probably 500. Yeah, 489 nautical miles to go. We're back up to 100,000 feet. Yeah, it looks like a pretty good storm out here. Okay, the course just went by us, so we can kind of keep it on this. It probably will come back to us if we keep it right on 088 or right on track 087. And back inside. We got 400 nautical miles to go. Getting lined up with the course. We're 102,000. Mach 9.5. That ought to do it right there. 101,000. Looks like we're it's starting to break up here ahead of us. Hope it does so we can get down, but anyway, it probably will disappear as we swoop down into. We'll look in here. 300 nautical miles to go. 101,000. Mach 9.6. Yeah, it definitely looks like we're running right on the outer edge of the system. Yeah, the course is coming in. We'll go back over there. So when we get 100 100 miles out, there's 235. When we get 100 out, we'll shut her down and start down. And we'll probably see something come up on our flight. That'll be interesting to see where land comes into sight. So we're at 200 nautical miles, maybe 100 nautical miles out. Probably at 150 we're going to see something. Yeah, we can sort of let it start down. Need to go off to the right just a little bit. And we'll take one more look at the weather. See, it's breaking up. So we're at the outer limits, and it does look like it's tracking up the east coast. It's going to stay offshore. And we got to go back in here so we don't miss our little island. 122, it should be in sight. No sighting. Okay, so I'm going to come back on the power, turn off the scramjets. Oh, there's something just went by. Well, what is that? Okay, turn off that. Turn off this. And then what we need to turn on is, oh, there it is, right there, right there. There's Bermuda. So we need to kick out our brakes. We got our scramjet off. Yeah, that's all off. And we'll just let her come down. It's such a small island that we almost missed it. There it is, going right under us. Yeah, right there. Right there, and the airport is on the far end. Looks like some kind of a shrimp. Why they didn't call it Shrimp Island? Seahorse Island. I think the airport's right on this end. And we're down to Mach 3. Let's see if it comes up on this chart here. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there's the island right there. Airport's right on this end. Right there. Slowing down. Let's see where airport. Probably right in there, it looks like. Oh, right on the end, right on here. Okay, so we'll just put her in free fall here. I think I'm looking right at the airport right there. We're going down at 23,000 feet a minute, so it'll take 2 minutes to get down. So hang on, and what we'll do is we'll put this in a little more. Where's our airplane? Our airplane went off the end here. There it is. 50,000 feet. Then we want to call Bermuda. See what they give us.
New York Center Experimental 527
I have to
Sierra
do
Bravo
this
flight
to
level 450.
get my...
Experimental 527 Sierra Bravo, New York Center radar contact continue.
So nearest airport, Bermuda, tower, full stop landing.
Tower Experimental 527 Sierra Bravo is 14 miles east, flight level 400 with echo to land.
Experimental 527 Sierra Bravo Tower. Altimeter 29.85, wind tree 55 at 1 tree. Fly straight in runway tree 0.
Runway 30, so we're heading 30, so we'll say okay.
Make straight in runway tree 0 Experimental 7 Sierra Bravo.
So let's see, we probably need to put the brakes on and drop the nose more. And we're heading in on 30. Yeah, there it is. And we put the gear down. See if we can drop it in. So we're doing 300 knots. Heading right for the runway. 14,000 feet, so we better take that off. Still got the wheels down. And
Experimental 7 Sierra Bravo, wind tree 55 at 1 tree. Clear to land runway tree 0.
okay.
Clear to land runway tree 0 Experimental 7 Sierra Bravo.
No flaps on this baby. And we're coming down at 6,000 feet a minute. I think we can bring in a little juice, a little fuel. I had the F-15 was trying to go off the runway, so I was sitting there with my shoes off. We have my feet on the pedals. There we go. And we have a little wind. When I'm usually flying around, I don't have any wind. 200. Got a pretty good sized runway, so we should be in pretty good shape. See our little crab angle? We just kind of keep it this way. There we go. Put the air brakes on. A little bit of a crosswind. Kind of felt like it anyway. We'll just let it run out. Got my pedals working. Here's a little turn here.
Experimental 7 Sierra Bravo exit runway when able.
Okay.
Experimental 7 Sierra Bravo contact ground on 124.5.
Going to 124.5 Experimental 7 Sierra Bravo. Ground Experimental 527 Sierra Bravo taxi to parking.
Experimental 527 Sierra Bravo, taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Bravo.
That was probably the one that we were supposed to turn left right there. But we'll go right over in here. That looks like an interesting building over to the right.
Experimental 7 Sierra Bravo, did you hear my last transmission?
Yeah, but I didn't answer you. Sorry.
parking via taxiway Alpha Cross runway 12 Bravo experimental 7 Sierra Bravo.
Let's go over here. Oh, I see. I see where general aviation is, right down there. We'll run across the grass. And it's closer to the tower. Looks like they've got a terminal down here. And we'll park near the gas, get refueled. There we go. There's our fuel. I have it set so it doesn't run out of fuel. That's the amazing part of our simulation is you can do just about anything you want. Okay, so let's shut it off. Look out here to the bay. Here's our bus to downtown, and the on-off for the engines right here. So that wasn't as exciting as flying right through the storm, and the computer is doing its best, but that wasn't as realistic as yesterday in the F-15. But you're the ones that I'm entertaining, so it's up to you what you like. We haven't been out to Bermuda and Darkstar, so you got to do that in a relatively short period of time. If I'd shut up, we'll get this thing ended. And right now, take care. We'll go outside first. And our bus is ready. So here we go.